Greetings to you all. Welcome to book review of Rainbow of Verses, an anthology of creative writers, contemporary creative writers.
Rainbow of Verses is a book that has stirred a multiverse of emotions within me, and it is almost like a window to experiencing various other lives. And I'm so grateful and thankful that I got the opportunity to publish one of my poems amongst other various talented writers. Poetry indeed is a binding force of all things unseen.
Rainbow of Verses has lashed on my shore with myriad colors of tiny worlds, a journey of 1,000 miles and a transcendental experience. Thank you, Mrs. Brinda, for bringing out such a wonderful book. Please keep up the good work. Thank you.
Hello friends, I'm Sumati. Here is a small review on the great anthology Rainbow of Verses. Rainbow of Verses, an anthology of 174 poems by 87 wonderful writers. It is a masterpiece created by enthusiastic, energetic, and optimistic writers. Everyone can consider this tremendous piece of poetry will ignite many zealous mind. As the rainbow with its beautiful colors make everyone gaze upright at it, so the rainbow of verses with its beautiful words and wonderful poems kindle everyone to read it. Though the book is a collective efforts of the poets and poetesses, the one who initiates the spirit is Mrs. D. Brinda. All credit goes to her. Hats off to her patience and tireless efforts in bringing out this excellent rainbow. The foreword given by Balamurali sir, Krishna Priya ma'am, and Jayaprakash Gandhi sir adds beauty to the book. My warm wishes and hearty congratulations to the blooming poets and poetesses for their contributions. All write-ups are flawless and magnificent. The usage of words in each and every poem is really inspiring. All poems are unique with poetic elements. This pandemic has given the writers this great opportunity to prove themselves. Felt great to be a part of this anthology. I wish all the writers for their successful journey. Wish you all a success.
Good evening friends, this is Manjari from Creative Writers. The bountiful talent of our teachers throw light on the rainbow of verses. Their poetic minds are unveiled by their wonderful poetry. The usage of poetic devices in the poem refreshed the minds of the readers. Each and every poem showcased the substantial poetic skill of the blooming poet and poetesses. Their feelings are cascaded, disclosing their capability to render exciting poems. A special thanks to Brinda ma'am, who opened the door of opportunity to kindle the ability to write more and more poems. A great appreciation to all the creative writers for their profound puissance. Thank you.
Hello friends, myself Apur Devgan. I have composed almost 300 poems, written 2 books, The Miracle of Commitment and As a Winner Thinketh. I am very happy to see the new book, the anthology by Mrs. Brinda. This anthology is a collection of poems composed by almost 87 poets, and these poets have tried to touch all phases of life. While going through the poems, I was totally in a different world. One of the poems, Nature for Future Generations. When you read the poem, you feel that how important it is for us to take care of our nature, otherwise what will happen with the coming generations. Another poem, When My Thoughts Are Active. It differentiates the life when your thoughts are active and when they are not active, what difference comes in one's life. All the poems, they are really very touching. Although most of the poets are new, but they have taken out their hearts to make this book a wonderful collection of poetry. I enjoyed it a lot, and I am very much sure that when you go through the poems, you will enjoy each and every quote, poem. You will like to enjoy the emotions shared by poets. I congratulate all the poets and Mrs. Brinda for this wonderful rainbow of verses. I pray to Almighty that this book touches great heights and it sells like hotcakes. Thank you.
Rainbow of verses is a fragrant garland of 174 blossoms, well knitted by 87 blooming poets from various places. It renders tremendous joy, hope, and great inspiration to the readers. Mrs. Brinda Srinivas, the legendary poetess who made it possible to have a beautiful rainbow in our hands to read and to relish through her tireless and dedicated work. This rainbow is a reflection of bright colors such as love, promise, kinship, friendship, motherhood, childhood, loneliness, success, patriotism, freedom, hope, dream, and so on. The germs of thoughts are scattered throughout the book is praiseworthy and adorable. It unlocks the fantastic literary world before the readers. All the verses brush our hearts and souls. It comforts our grieving hearts and stretches its tender arms toward the readers who wish to quench their literary thirst. As a magnificent rainbow in the wild sky, this anthology holds a sublime pride of creativity and inspiration. All the budding poets of this anthology allow themselves to open their eyes to the world and to the people around themselves. They share their spectacular thoughts in an awesome manner and in an adorable way. Hats off to the great souls who ceaselessly worked hard to bring out this extraordinary anthology. Enjoy your journey with the elegant rainbow and appreciate the beauty of the literature. If you want to enjoy the pleasure of the rainbow, then first deal with the rainbow of verses. My hearty wishes to the co-authors and to the readers.
Good morning all, this is the review of Rainbow of Verses. Rainbow of Verses, an anthology of contemporary creative writers, is a great poetic work done by Mrs. Brinda Srinivas, a poet, writer, and working as a graduate English teacher in Tamil Nadu school education. She is also a motivator to many students and co-workers. As a poet, she wrote more than 1,000 poems and wrote many books. Her poems were published in many magazines. Still, she continues her works. This newly published Rainbow of Verses contains poems of 87 poets. Most of them are working as teachers in Tamil Nadu school education. Each poet wrote poems in various topics. Every poem is unique and written in their own style. Starts with Ramesh's July 1986, A Nature for Future Generations, and continues with eminent poets like Mr. Mahadevan sir, Mr. Kumaran sir, Dr. Saravanan sir, and continues with excellent poetesses June ma'am, Baldipriya ma'am, Nirmala ma'am, Shyamala ma'am, Fuzzy ma'am, Sumati ma'am, Kavita ma'am, and all the others. Wish to mention all the names, but I have no time, who are the members of Creative Writers Group. It ends with Brinda ma'am's beautiful poems, My Dear and Rainbow of Verses, wonderful to read and act as nice trust buster. The poems wake up those who read with hope and give freedom to write their views beautifully to create a colorful rainbow. No men think alike. Very different view each point adds beautiful depictions. I felt sad when I read the longing lines of Anand sir. Excellently, everyone poured their emotions. Haikus of Shirin ma'ams and Janaki ma'ams are cute to read. Excellent forewords were written by Chief Educational Officers Mr. Balamurali sir, Mrs. Krishnapriya ma'am, and Mr. Jay Prakash Gandhi sir. This anthology is dedicated to all the lovers of poetry by our beloved admin poet Mrs. Brinda Srinivas. Her sincerity and work in publishing this book is worth to prize and admire.
As Napoleon Hill said, great achievements usually born of great sacrifice and never the result of selfishness. This selfless sacrifice of Mrs. Brinda Srinivas will give her great heights in future. All the co-authors are very much encouraged to write more poems for upcoming anthologies by her in future, and she helps them to publish their own books too. Sincere thanks to Mrs. Brinda Srinivas and all other co-authors. Thank you.
Friends, I am very happy to share a few words about the book The Rainbow of Verses. The famous saying, reading maketh a full man, conference a ready man, and writing an exact man. Yes, writing brings out the poet's talent, interest, and what else? Their emotions, everything. Here, many writers, many poets wrote poems, but they all take the very simple subjects as the theme of their poem. The way of narrating the poem is simply superb. I have really enjoyed this poem. Brinda ma'am created a new way to bring out the talent of the new poets. I am sure these poems will make a record one day, and these poems will be recommended in schools and colleges level. Hats off for the tireless effort of Brinda ma'am. All the best.
Good morning. This is Brinda ma'am. She has qualified in MA, MPhil and B.Ed. She had 25 years of teaching experience in private and government schools. She is very hardworking, sincere and regular to school. Her special way of teaching in playway method is adorable by all. She cares for each and every student of her class. She has a YouTube channel with more than 6.1k subscribers, and she has uploaded more than 500 videos related to high school English lessons. Her way of teaching poem with tunes is remarkable. She is one of the good poets and have crossed writing more than 1000 poems. She is an author of 2 books and has worked as co-author for numerous books. She has been working as an editor for anthologies. Her students are gifted as she has motivated them to write poems and published their book. In the academic section, she works in the ground level to put a full stop for dropout. In her school, her work is amazing. She volunteers herself in lot of responsibilities and has completed it successfully. Her class is always interactive and full of activities and language games. She gives importance for spoken English. She also uses ICT in her classroom to its core. Her class is always interactive with various apps, and her evaluation is done only through Google Forms. She uses Jolly Phonic, Argumental Reality, Plucker Cards, etc. lot of apps in her classroom. She is an active participant in workplace and has received various awards for her amazing work in the field of education. She has started a wonderful active poetic group, and its members are budding poets, and today they are all turned to be a good poet with the help and review of Brinda ma'am. Thank you ma'am.